Look.
Listen. What's up, gamers? It's Look Listen with Geese and Guyera.
And we talk about Pokemon, Sun and Moon, and other things every Friday.
And you're Guyera.
And you're Geese.
Got him. Guyera, guess what?
What, Geese, what?
I got 2 hours of sleep last night.
Don't, Geese, don't. It can't be true.
I've been up working since 6:30.
No, Geese, I can't do 2 hours.
I'm barely functioning.
No, Geese, you need 7 hours. If you can't do 7, 5 is like the minimum you ever want. And then once in your life, you could do 3 hours. 2 hours? Are you kidding me?
I basically get 2 hours of sleep at least 2 nights a week.
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm just like a crumbling human being.
It's energy for this episode. But I think that's going to have long-term health problem issues, so don't.
Oh, for sure.
Please don't.
I don't endorse this lifestyle. I don't choose to be like this.
The 2 hours of life, 2 hours of sleep of life chose you. You didn't choose it. Maybe you should speak. Maybe you should speak to a doctor about it.
I have.
What'd they say?
I used to take this medicine to like help me sleep and stay asleep, but it gave me like hangover symptoms. So that's no good.
Symptoms similar to a hangover.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I couldn't do 2 hours of sleep. I know a lot of people that don't get any sleep at all, and I just don't know how that's possible. I would get so sick, and yeah, I couldn't do it.
Oh yeah, I'm like shaking because when I don't get sleep, I shake, and I have really poor circulation. So this will be a fun recording.
Everybody's gonna get worried about you. How about instead, Geese? Oh God. Geese? What did I say about those tumblers?
I need to stay hydrated. I have no eyeball juice right now. My eyes are so dry.
Nobody has eyeball juice. We all have fans on. Nobody's got grapes. Nobody's got apples.
I don't have a fan on.
That's what I said. Nobody's got fans on.
You have a fan on?
I wish my fan was on.
I see your ceiling fan on right now.
Yeah, but it's 100 degrees east. That doesn't do anything. But this is what it should sound like. Look.
He has his little boombox ceiling fan.
If I was comfortable, that's what it would sound like. Do you hear it?
I can barely hear it when you put it away from the mic. I think you'd be okay with having it on.
I don't believe it. I guess I'll have to listen. Anyway, hey, how about look and watching, eating, playing, goofing for Geese. How about today?
Well, today is a very sad day because today is the last day Aaron and I are watching our beloved daughter, our friend's cat, Cleo.
She's a baby.
To drop her off at the cat hotel later today because I'm going back to Maryland.
Is she going to get a spa or a buffet?
I don't know how this cat hotel works, to be honest.
Turn down service? Little robe.
Oh, that'd be so cute.
Little kid. She's got a little towel on her head with her ears popping through.
It's just been such a delight having her because I work from home. So when I'm here at Aaron's, I'm here alone all day while he's at work. And, it's been really nice having her, being my little work companion, giving her tummy rubs. Oh, Cleo. I'm looking at her right now. I'm about to cry.
No, Geese.
She's
here, ask me what I've been all the items while you pet the cat.
What have you been up to, Guyera?
I gotta go through all this. Oh God. Clambos, listen. All right, yes, I get it. I get that everybody on the Discord are super cool people. They're all so cool. Spoilers don't affect them, and they think anybody who cares about spoiler is a big baby and dumb and annoying. But all I gotta say is that in this latest She-Hulk, when they spoil the 2 biggest things you could spoil in Sopranos, I don't think that's cool. Yes, I get that the show is old. But are there people who are maybe youngsters? Maybe they're turning into teenagers and they would have liked to watch that show, and would it have been better if it wasn't spoiled? Yes. They played it as a cheap joke in the newest episode of She-Hulk. And like always, anytime I post anything about spoilers, and Geese, This is just me trying to help other people. I'm just trying to make sure if they're going to watch this episode, but they plan on watching Sopranos, I'm just letting them know the message is for them, not all the incredibly cool people that don't care about spoilers. Jeez Louise. And that's what I've been watching.
Is that show good? Not Sopranos. I mean She-Hulk.
It's trying some interesting things now. Here's the problem. I have to watch all the Marvel shows, because it's canon, so I'm locked in. It doesn't actually matter the quality of the show. I have to watch it.
Kevin Feige has a gun to your head, forcing you to watch all the canon material.
That is an accurate representation of the situation, yes. So the last episode, outside of the spoiler stuff, there's some interesting things they're doing. They're being cute about it. For instance, in this latest episode, the main character said, "Oh, your favorite character's back. It's great we have him because it's like Twitter armor for a week." And a line like that is interesting because what it's accomplishing is when people each week go on to complain about the show on Twitter, by adding that line in, now the show is making fun of them for doing it. So you may have less criticism because of that. But that doesn't make the show good. It just makes the writers kind of clever and meta, I guess. First episode I wasn't a fan of at all, but it's trying different things, and that's all I can ask for really out of these shows is they keep trying different things. So clearly I'm going to keep watching it, but huge non-fan. What's the opposite of a fan? Somebody who
Apathetic?
No, apathetic means you don't care. I very much care that they spoiled Sopranos. That is a bad
Oh, okay.
thing.
I
I'm
thought.
not apathetic
Okay.
towards that. But yeah, and I watched the little preview thing for Andor on Disney Plus. That's probably going to be good, you would imagine. I'll do video games as well. Still Fortnite gamers with Geese, clearly, obviously. That's all I do. Such a casual gamer, Geese. That's all I ever talk about is playing Fortnite. I beg of you, go to trophies, like trophytracker.net, trophies, psntrophies.org.gov. Please, I promise you I play video games. Just look up Age Guy Era 21. You're going to see all my trophies. Please believe me. I don't just play Fortnite.
Fortnite's good.
Yes, but I
Almost a
also...
new season.
Yes, it's very exciting, Geese. It's just... I feel bad we have a whole segment dedicated to what video games you play in. And I play a lot of video games, Geese, and every week I just say Fortnite instead. And it makes me look like something I'm not.
Who cares?
And I played Pokemon Sword last night because, Geese, we got Snomes. Geese, we got Snomes, and they can be shiny. And Snome's a cutie little pie. And I'm very happy, Geese, that it's the baby form because lately the shiny Max Raidens they've been doing have been the highest evolved form, which is kind of bad because that means you only get one shiny poke. But if you put the baby in there, that means you can catch two, evolve one of them, and then you got the whole line shiny. So it's sick. But all of the Pokemon right now in the raid dens are very tiny little guys, so they just show their silhouette when you're trying to get into the raid, and they all look near identical. Snowman and Ditto, so similar looking, and Pinurchin's the same, but just with a couple more spikes. Geese, why don't you tell me what you ate lately?
So Aaron made this chicken dish, grilled chicken. I don't know. I'm not a cook. And he made couscous, lemon couscous, and we had asparagus and Brussels sprouts, and it was very good. And I ate the rest of it today for lunch. We've also been having hot dogs. What?
This is an amusing way to say that word.
Hot dogs?
Hot dogs.
I know Geyer is not a fan of hot dogs because they apparently taste like pork tim, but I only really like the Hebrew National because they're all beef hot dogs. I just like the way they taste compared to other standard hot dog brands.
Yeah, I don't feel too bad not eating hot dogs. There's been large periods of my life where I was never into hot dogs. They kind of rub me the wrong way. Sausage, too. I mean, clearly. Though,
Yeah, I don't really like sausage.
Like I've said before, I have had like a turkey apple sausage and it was all right. Geese, would you like to ask me what I ate?
Yes. What have you eaten, Geira?
Well, Geese, yesterday, as some of you may know, I ate a very wide burrito. The lady at Chipotle said, "This is a big burrito." And I said,
wide open burritos.
I need
That's
a wide...
Yeah,
What?
there you go.
Is that a real song?
No, just wide open spaces. The Dixie Chicks.
Yes. The Dixie Chicks.
Kyra, tell me about this burrito you've
Oh
eaten.
my God, Geese. So I walk in. What do they have advertised everywhere, Geese? The incredible looking guajillo steak, garlic burrito. And I say, oh, wonderful. I'm waiting in line. I think, great. Let me try this new menu item. I'm always happy to try the new Chipotle proteins they have, unless it's pork, obviously. And I say, man, please have that. And the lady says, oh, that's just advertising that it's going to come. And I said, okay, how about some pollo asado? And she says, yeah, we don't have any of that. And I went, all right. And so I just got half chicken, half sofritas. It was fine, but I got brown rice and some extra black beans and some fajitas peppers. Oh, wait, no, I didn't because I forgot to order that, even though I normally get them. And then I got some hot sauce and corn and sour cream and cheese and lettuce. And then, Geese, what I've done forever is I ask them to grab one of their bottles of Chipotle Tabasco, not regular Tabasco, but there's a flavor called Chipotle. I ask them to take it, shake it up, and drop it inside the burrito. And the reason I ask for that is because I take it to go and eat it at work. And when the Chipotle Tabasco mixes with the sour cream and they sit in the burrito for a little bit together, it creates a way, way, way more exciting taste. I can't explain the science behind it, but it tastes way better than if you were to just sit there and apply the Chipotle Tabasco yourself.
I believe that. Man, I remember when I was in the UK, I missed Tex-Mex food so much. I was in Dublin and I went to this burrito place. It was like a Chipotle equivalent. I
Oh,
got
okay.
this
I was going to say
burrito.
you ate burritos in Dublin?
I just needed like a snack. I just needed like some food. And I got this
Sustenance.
burrito and it was like the blandest thing I've ever had. It's like they're allergic to spices or something in the UK. I don't even
They eat so
it
much
was
spicy curry,
abysmal.
though. Like they love
No,
some
yeah, I
cheeky
know.
Nandos.
They're not developed in the Tex-Mex realm, obviously,
No,
for
God, no.
obvious reasons.
I thought you were going to say they're not a
Um
developed enough country, but yeah, they're not developed enough in Tex-Mex. I don't know if they ever will be. That's a very specific genre of food.
I think that was the food I missed the most when I was living in London.
London! God, I wish I had some apples. Geese, I also went to Dongles, and guess what I got? With all my
What'd you
deals,
get?
I got 2 double hot fudge sundaes. Tasty. I got 2 double cheeseburgers and 2 quarter pounders.
Oh my
And
gosh, Guyera.
yes, Geese.
No, wait, you finish and then I'll say my thing.
All right. And then, Geese, you can also tell the Clambos what I ate, not last night, but 2 nights ago. It's time to test Geese's memory. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
You picked the worst day to do that.
She lost
Uh,
$100 over this because she incorrectly guessed Coco Ichibanya curry. Omelet, maybe. But
I don't even remember.
what did I really eat?
No, Cleo, don't leave me.
Goodbye, Cleo.
Sorry. What do you eat? I don't remember.
Sick. I ate tteokbokki, which would be
Oh,
tteokbokki
right.
add ramen noodles, which is spicy rice cake, and gochujang. How do you pronounce it, Geese? The Korean word, the pepper? Gochujang? Gochujang. You Clambos know, write in lookalistacast@gmail.com how to pronounce that word, the Korean spice that's in tteokbokki. And it's tasty and nice and warm and hot on this terrible summer. Geese, have you looked at the news how this California heat wave is by far the worst in the entire written history of California?
That does not surprise me.
There's no records of anything hotter, especially for Northern California, but pretty much here too. I'm not familiar with heat this terrible. It's 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 bad.
Can I say what I was going to say before?
Yes.
I was going to say, wouldn't it be amazing if they added the McDonald's characters to Fortnite? I want to play as Grimace. I want to fusion Ha with the Hamburglar.
I was laughing while muted because I was trying to drink my beverage.
Any comment on the McDonald's skins
Yes,
of
Rosebud.
Fortnite?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. I would also love to play as McDonald's characters. I think you would get Burger King to sign on first. You'd get the King. They would love to have you be able to play as the King in Fortnite with that face and that crown, Geese. You know the one. Smile. What do you mean? No? Why are you shaking your head no like a liar?
I mean, I know, obviously, but I don't want that. I want
And
McDonald's.
Jack in the Box, he's going to be there with a DMR shooting everybody, Geese. Oh my God. Mayor McCheese coming in on a Kamehameha. Oh, that'd be so sick. You need to write a letter to Fortnite. I mean, Epic. Geese.
Dear Fortnite, it's
Dear Fortnite,
me,
it's me, Geese.
Geese.
I'm in my 20s and I want to tell you I want McDonald's in Fortnite.
As an enterprising young woman,
Oh my God. That reminds me when I was a little kid and I was like winning all these awards for like writing essays or something. I just remember,
humble brag.
well, but no, that's the point of the story is I'm remembering the words I would write about myself and just thinking back to using the phrase, remember, I'm in elementary school, and just write, and I'm going to succeed with flying colors. Oh,
Aw.
God. You don't write about that. You don't say that about yourself. Disgusting. Clambos, she does not do this out of her own free will. She has said multiple times she does not like doing it, but unfortunately, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Oh, we
Geese,
got
could you
feedback
please?
on this. We got feedback on whether or not I have to still do this.
But everybody loves it, Geese.
Do
Also,
they?
how would we have feedback? The episode just went live. They haven't had a chance to listen to it.
But I don't
What
want
don't you
to.
like?
I just don't. I don't think I'm good at it. I've lost it. I've lost the bit.
But that's incorrect, though. It's such an integral part. Look,
Okay, give me a second. Give me a second.
without reporter Geese Peep's weather report of the day, it's just missing a certain amount of levity. Reporter Geese Peep just puts people at ease. Don't you remember Pikablu walking around doing the reporter Geese Peep voice? That means something, Geese. That means something.
Okay, hold on. Hi, it's me, Geese Peep, reporting live in the beautiful city of Bern, Switzerland, where it is currently raining and it's 64 degrees Fahrenheit with wind of 11 miles per hour.
Wow, I wish it was raining over here, reporter Geese Peep. Do you see any windmills?
No, only the beautiful Swiss Alps.
Are they yodeling over there?
It's chock full of yodelers over here, yodeling all day and night.
In the rain?
Bunch of rain yodelers. Bunch of Swiss freaks.
Reporter Geese Peep, why do you sound like you're David Lynch's daughter?
Because of all the yodeling. I can't sleep because of all the yodeling.
Thank you, reporter Geese Peep, for the weather from Sweden or wherever she was from, Switzerland. Thank you. And now, Clambos, it's time for Poke News of the Week. Did we record last week right before the big giant trailer with all the big news? Yes. Was it a mistake to record before it? Possibly. But I did Geese add and post just quickly what happened. But now we need to discuss the big news, Geese.
Should I have watched this trailer before? Cleo, come sit with me. Come here, baby. Baby. Come here, baby.
Okay, I sent you the trailer if you're watching.
I see Rotom.
He's our boy. Geese, they announced a brand new Switch OLED that's Pokemon Scarlet and Violet designed, and it's got an orange Joy-Con and a grape Joy-Con for the two schools of Scarlet and Violet, and it's an OLED, and it's so sick. And Geese, I'm freaking out just thinking about it because I've been wanting this so badly. You could check my post history. I've been talking about this for so long. Please release this console. And I was getting very disappointed because I was looking at the clock, looking at the calendar and saying, we're getting closer to release. And all the other Pokemon consoles they announced were announced before this time relative to the release of the game. But they finally did it, Geese. It wasn't even part of this trailer, but it was announced the same day. I guess it got its own trailer. And I am losing it. But people
Looks pretty sick.
people love these new designs of these two swordsman warrior Pokemon. So the way this works is you have this one baby Pokemon, which they haven't revealed yet. And then depending on which version you play, it evolves into one of two pokes. Let me look up their names. Did you see that crab named Cloth?
I did not.
Are you watching the trailer?
Yeah, I'm watching it. I haven't
Oh,
gotten
I
to it
thought they
yet.
did that crab pretty
Oh, I
early
see.
on.
I see it.
You'll see a giant cloth, so it's a lot like the totems in Sun and Moon. So these new warrior Pokemon are named Ceruledge and Armor Rouge. Yeah, not Rogue, but Rouge. Armor Rouge. So everybody looked at these new pokes and they said, God, these are straight out of Mega Man Battle Network. And Geese, turns out, guess who designed them? The same guy who's been working on Pokemon for a while and designed Mega Man bosses and creatures. So that's why it looks like that, because it's the same guy.
So Mega Man is a Pokemon confirmed?
No, Geese. We also got this big giant engine Pokemon, some steel poison type, I think, and he can drive around in cars. Oh my god, Geese, it's the most beautiful Switch you've ever seen. Oh, Geese, I wish you had the Splatoon OLED. So
I
we could
want it
both have
so
OLEDs.
bad. It's such a cool design. Honestly,
Clambos,
and I should have mentioned this for watching eating whatever. Splatoon 3 comes out today, right?
it is out as of right now, it is out. You can play it right now.
I don't think I'm going to get it right away because honestly, just seems like more of Splatoon 2 and I've been playing Fortnite so much.
Yeah, you could wait till Fortnite dies down to start playing it. I can tell you now, Geese, though, if you want to get in a quick game or two, that price is not going to drop. So you're not going to save any money by waiting.
Oh
That's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, I know.
That being said, the Splatoon OLED still looks sick. So I just wish we
Yeah.
were the cool kids with our OLEDs. Geese, could you please watch the trailer I sent you of how sick the OLED looks while you're talking? So watch and talk. God, it's so sick. Clambos, please go to onlygeese.cash and send Geese $360 so she can get a Splatoon OLED, please.
I want it. And I feel like the OLED would be really nice for me because I mainly use my Switch handheld mode. So
And your Switch is always getting overheated.
that's true. I have an original release Switch.
As
So
do I. Although mine's doing okay. But I've needed two Switches forever to trade back and forth in Pokemon. Although it's more of a hassle these days because the save data is stored on the console now, or an SD card inside, and not on the cartridge. So before you could swap your games around to different little handhelds way easier. Now I got to make new accounts and start new save files, but it's fine. I can deal with it. Geese, you looking at how sick that OLED is that I'm going to get 100%?
pretty sick. I still think the Splatoon 3 one looks cooler though.
Wow. For somebody who doesn't like Splatoon and adores Pokemon, that goes a long way. All right, Geese. Do you want to jump right into the episodes? And do you want a break?
um, I don't need a break, but we can take a break if you need one.
I don't feel like I need one either, but I think it's smartest to just drink as much water as I can before I start talking nonstop. Hey, before we take a break, I like these episodes. I like the arc of this episode of these episodes, and I don't know if you did this intentionally. I can't imagine you did, but somehow you've made it work with these recording of two episodes to give us like these arcs. So we had the Rockruff arc last week, and this week we've got the Team Rocket arc. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, the timing of going to 2 episodes worked well with the storylines. What do you want, Cleo? Come here, Cleo. Come here, my baby. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. Come here. Baby. Come here, Cleo. Cleo. Come here, baby. Hi, baby. Come here. I just realized, is the color of the OLED, is that like scarlet and violet color? Is that like similar to like the color of like the GameCube?
Scarlet. I mean, there's a purple GameCube and a black GameCube when it launched. They also had orange spice later on. I can't think of a red GameCube.
Cleo just really loves Aaron's shoes. She just likes being amongst them. She's using one of his slippers right now as a pillow.
Adorable. Who
I'm gonna
doesn't love
cry.
Geese is gonna cry when the kitty goes to hotel. The hotel. Oh, is Cleo gonna tip the bellhop valet? Hope she doesn't trash her room, knock over the lamp, tear up the sheets,
Yeah.
poop in the. I was gonna say poop in the toilet, but that'd be appropriate. Poop on the curtains. Throw the safe through the window. Cleo's a party animal.
Okay. Ready
Okay.
to get started?
Well, sort of. I do want to hear what you think of the 2 episodes before I go through the plot.
Yeah, I like them. I like the last couple of episodes we've done have been the last time we saw Team Rocket was the Wishy Washy episode.
Yes, and even then, only for a second.
Yeah, so it's nice to see them. I liked episode 38 because it like developed the bond between Mimikyu and Jessie and kind of gave Mimikyu some more dimension.
Yeah, when we first started watching, I was recommended a clip on YouTube of this episode specifically for a point we'll get to once I get into the plot, but it's
The
very
other
sweet.
episode, wait, do you want me to talk about the other episode now or wait till later?
I guess you can wait. Are you going to remember what you're going to say? Better write it down.
I don't really have a lot to say. I'll just say now. The other episode was nice too. I liked the dimension they gave to Mallow. I'm a big fan of Orangaroo. He looks like a chill guy.
I feel bad for Orangaroo because he was who you could catch in Pokemon Moon, and you had to play Pokemon Sun to get Passimian, and Passimian is his counterpart, so they're version exclusive. They're both little apes. This is the first time I've ever done this, but I was playing through Pokemon Moon, but I liked the design of Passimian so much that in the middle of playing Pokemon Moon, I started a file on Pokemon Sun and blitzed through to the point when you could get a Passimian, caught the Passimian, and then traded it over to my Moon file. So I'm sorry, Orangaroo, that you weren't good enough for me. But your
Wow.
typing didn't work out. I already had a Psychic type. I'm sorry. All right, Geese. Let's discuss episode 38. What is the name of episode 38, Geese?
Mimikyu Unmasked, and in Japanese, Mimikyu's Disguise.
Very similar. These Team Rocket episodes are always very fun. The animators really adore these characters, I think, because they have
Oh yeah.
the wildest animations with them. And not just in their fancy intro with does it still have the Japanese characters in your version during their intro? Like flying down the screen?
No.
Like during James? What are you doing this camera angle?
I'm just moving my laptop so it's on my lap.
That is the first word of laptop. Geese episode 38, we open with a Poke problem with Jessie of all people, which I don't think that's happened before. Jessie asks, who stole the malasadas? Geese, who stole the malasadas?
Are they Muckrows?
Muckrows.
What are they? What are they
Yeah,
called? I don't
Murkrow.
know.
It was a bunch of
I was
Murkrow.
close.
You remind me of when Taylor was a kid and he had to read out loud from a book and he got to the word M-U-C-U-S and he said real loud and confident in front of the whole class, muckus. And all the kids laughed at him. Traumatized to this very day from all these muckrows. What'd you call them? Muckrows? Geese, the episode opens with music from the video game, which is very wonderful. Probably not for you because you watch an inferior version, and I'm sorry about that. It's not my fault, but that they can't
They play
afford.
Pokemon video game music in the English version all the time.
I'll take your word for it. Clambo, she's probably a lion. We got Ash, Lycanroc. What? We got Ash, Lycanroc, Dusk form Lycanroc, Geese, Pikachu, and Rotom, and they're running around, except for Rotom because he's flying around. And they see Mallow. And Kiawe lands with Charizard and Geese. I don't know if they do it in English, but they say Alola about 45 times. Everybody just lands Alola, Alola, Alola,
Oh, yeah,
Alola,
no, yeah.
Alola. Making me laugh right off the bat. I don't know if that was intentional.
They're on their way to school. That's
Yes.
the context.
Right. Like most days, they go to school. Ash is very excited to Papa. Ash is very excited to try out his new Rocky MZ. Every time I look at Geese, the camera's closer to her. I just see the pores on her forehead at this point. What is she doing? Just
No. My eyeballs have no juice, so I need to go up real close to the laptop to see my notes.
oh my god, I need some skin cream or something. Breaking out.
Do you moisturize your face?
We don't need to ask questions, Geese.
Wow.
Oh, have you picked out your Guyera's question of the week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just whenever you want to ask it, hit the buzzer and then ask it. Ash is very excited to try out his new Rocky MZ Rock Crystal, And out of nowhere, Geese, who shows up?
It's Team Rocket.
And they capture Pikachu in a sphere bubble helicopter machine that is resistant to electricity. And oh my goodness, how are we going to escape this one, Geese? Wait a minute. We got this new Rock Z crystal. What if we were to Geese, what if we were to
Do a Z move?
Yeah.
Wait, when Team Rocket sees Ash with this new Lycanroc, do they say Jesse in English says Ash's talking was like Lycanroc, you ready to battle? And Jesse in response, excuse me, luggage rack? In
What for
response to the
Lycanroc?
name? Yeah.
That's
And Meow's like,
hysterical.
no, it's Lycanroc.
That's
They didn't
very
have that in
funny.
Japanese, I'm guessing.
No, she did not say luggage rack. Now, they were confused because in these episodes, James keeps pulling out this book of all of the Pokemon in Alola. The book only shows midnight form and midday form. So when he sees dusk form, he's very confused, but I do not recall the words luggage rack. There are other puns in this episode I'll bring up. Hopefully, Geese, you remember what they said in English for my puns that I have. Go, Mimikyu! Oh, like always, Geese. Mimikyu won't attack Lycanroc. He's only interested in Pikachu. And Geese, what happens when Lycanroc tries to use Continental Crutch in English? The world's end fall in Japanese? Geese, right? Yes?
Yeah, the makes the big rock, but the rock breaks the last second. The
Yeah,
Z
Team
move
Rocket's
fails.
terrified when it's being created, but there's something going wrong. Poor Lycanroc can't get this rock to stay together. It crumbles. So instead, Kiawe throws out Turtonator. And he decides to use the Z move, Dynamic Full Flame, or in English, Geese.
Inferno or Overdrive, right?
I've been watching Japanese. I can't remember the Z move names from
Okay,
back when I
I
played
think it
back
was
then.
that one.
That sounds right then. The Inferno Overdrive basically kills Team Rocket. It's the biggest explosion I've ever seen in my life. They go blasting off again, and you think, oh, okay, Beware's going to come grab them. But Geese, Beware does not show up. James breaks the fourth wall and says, oh man, it was our first appearance in a while, which is accurate. We haven't seen them in a bit.
I think Jesse also says while they're in the air, like, wait, where's Beware to pick us up, basically.
Yeah, they're discussing why Beware doesn't show up, and they do a Beware pun in Japanese where they say, because his name is, let me look at my writing here, Kiteru Guma, and they say Kiteru Guma, is Kiteru gone? Which doesn't make any sense to me. I guess that's the translator of the episode who wrote the subtitles making his own joke in there. Do you remember a pun when they were blasting off?
No, I don't.
Interesting. Anyway, Pikachu gets out of the bubble sphere. Do you remember how that happens? Just in the giant fire explosion he gets out?
I think so, yeah.
They've got to watch out for those Z moves. They got to be careful about them because they're always getting into trouble. So after they blast off, we follow specifically Jessie and Mimikyu because they get separated. And Jessie and Mimikyu land on this big, giant, yellow, bouncy thing, which is revealed to be a giant inflatable Pikachu in Geese,
The mall.
the shopping mall. It was amusing because at first, Jessie thought that the Pikachu was a giant mega evolution, but of course, she was mistaken. But oh god, Geese, what happened to Mimikyu?
So they both land in this, like, after they bounce off of Pikachu, bushes nearby. And when Jessie gets up, she sees Mimikyu has a tear in his rag, I guess, clothing.
Yeah, his disguise. He's got a slit right along his neck, and all this ghost juice is leaking out. The art is great. Jessie screams bloody murder in Japanese when she sees the ghost smoke coming out. And we cut to the intro of the episode after that happens. When we come back, we see Jessie having the memory of Meowth describing what happens if you look at a Mimikyu without its disguise. He's telling a scary story in front of a candle and there's a ghost background. He says, it takes you to the entrance of a terrifying world and you may never come back. Jessie remembers this, so she has her back turned to Mimikyu so she doesn't accidentally look at him. and she pulls out her Pokeball and says, "All right, Mimikyu, get back in the ball. We can't have you walking around like this." But Geese, Mimikyu won't go back in, and its head keeps falling over. So she tells Mimikyu to just wait there. She's going to run and buy 2 Malasadas. Why? She's
Yeah,
just like,
she
okay, I'll
says,
get Malasadas.
if you get in the ball, I'll get you a malasada.
She walks up to the little Malasada shop in the mall. They're very polite and cordial. She buys 2 of them. And then immediately, just like Geese answered in the Poke Problem of the day, a bunch of Muckrows. It's Murkrow, but now I'm going to say Muckrow. I'm going to catch a Murkrow and nickname it Muckrow. A bunch of Murkrows show up and steal her Malasadas. And she grows little fangs in the animation, just like Geese when she sees a crown in Fortnite.
She looks like a Gengar.
A little bit, yeah. And she starts to cry, Geese, when the Murkrows are taking it, and then she gets real angry. And after losing the Malasadas, that's when she gets the idea that with this little paper bag that the Malasadas came in, she could just plop that on top of little Mimikyu, and nobody will have to be sent to the other side underworld. Now,
When I
Geese,
was in Japan, I got a ice cream from a kombini, and I was eating it on the banks of the river in Kyoto, and a kite, which is a predatory type of bird, swooped in and took my entire ice cream cone out of my hands and flew away.
Geese, that is a horror story. For anyone unfamiliar, a kombini is a convenience store. That's what they call them in Japan. You've got to be careful. The birds in Japan are out of control. The crows, oh my God.
They have
They
no
own that.
fear for humans.
They run that
Yeah.
city, Geese. I don't know about you, but I think little baby Mimikyu looks adorable in the card in the paper bag. I think he looks like a cutie.
Oh yeah.
Cuter than his normal little Pikachu outfit, if we're being honest. And Jesse says, "Ah, man, this ripped up Pikachu disguise, I don't even know why you like it. Why don't we just throw it away?" And Mimikyu gets so upset, Geese. He runs over, grabs it out of her hands, and shoves it in his little bag, like his ghost stuff. There is incredible music at this point in Japanese. And Geese, I have written down here to ask you, what does Jessie suggest at this point to Mimikyu? Is she saying, let's find you a new disguise since you hate Pikachu anyway?
Yeah, that's exactly what she says, that she'll help him get a new wardrobe.
Right. And she just grabs him by the tail, and she does that a few times this episode, and it cracks me up every time. It's just so cute how she just picks him up and throws him, swings him around. Now we cut to James, Meowth, and Wobbuffet, who landed in a forest somewhere sort of nearby, I suppose. They're calling out for Jessie, Meowth's calling out for Mimikyu, and Wobbuffet's crying, Geese. But then Meowth says, well, wait a minute, when we were flying through the air, I happened to notice a shopping mall. And then they all get scared that Jessie's going to spend every last bit of their money because she likes to shop. Women be shopping. Geese, it's a
She
theme
yells
of the
all
show.
the credit cards. That's what they yell as they run to the mall.
That's funny. That was added for the English because she doesn't have any credit cards in Japanese, just cash, which makes sense because Japan is way more of a cash-based society. Interesting, they would add that. Once they realize that all their money could be spent by Jessie, they start sprinting to the mall. I think there's some good faces in the animation here. We cut back to Jessie with her eyes sparkling at a dress. She grabs a pink dress and a cute pink hat with the flowers in this little clothing shop. And she keeps saying, well, it's not for myself, so it's okay. Mimikyu tries to leave the clothing shop. I like how they animate the sweat through the bag because he's got the little nervous sweat, but it's on top of the bag. Jessie tries out a bunch of outfits. She puts on she gives Mimikyu all these different looks, like a blonde wig with some ribbons, a little seashell bucket with a shovel. Geese, what is a pochette? I think I've heard that before, but I'm not sure what it is. Did they use a different word in English?
Isn't that just like a little purse, a pouch?
It looks like a little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet eating some curds and whey.
I don't know.
Little hat. Clambos, please Google the word pochette, Pochette, and email looklistencast@gmail.com and tell me what that is. And Mimikyu gets to try a little straw hat, and he's very upset at this point. Jessie says, we have more options. But Mimikyu jumps up and knocks all the things out of her hands and runs away. Now we cut to Geese, comma, Ash practicing his Z move with Lycanroc because he couldn't do it before, but maybe if we keep training, we'll figure it out. The pose is right. The kids are encouraging. Lily read about it in a
A book.
Geese could
A
have.
book.
I waited until the exact moment Geese had a giant mouthful of liquid before pointing at her to answer the question. Good stuff. Clambos, that's what happens when you don't have water and apples and grapes. It's I don't recommend it. So Lycanroc is trying out his Z move, Worlds, Lands, Ends, Fall, Crush Continent, and it's still breaking. And this, I don't know if they play it this funny in English, but I cracked up in Japanese. Ash says to Lycanroc, "Don't worry, Lycanroc, it's not your fault." And then Kukui walks in and says, "Actually, Ash, yes, it is." And I was
Yeah.
laughing. It is Lycanroc's fault. Kukui says Lycanroc doesn't have the experience points to control the power yet. And then he gives him some little pets. And he says he's trying too hard. He's getting too exhausted. But how about for class, we just practice all day? And Ash is thrilled about that. And the other kids are too. We cut back to Jessie and Mimikyu. Mimikyu's still upset. And she wants to buy some more Malasadas, but Geese, they're already out of money. Somehow, after buying all these dresses, they only have enough money for one Malasada, Geese, so they're going to have to split it. Mimikyu sees that inflatable Pikachu again in the middle of the mall and runs to go attack it, but Jessie stops him. And Geese, here we go. It's the sweetest little moment, and this is what that YouTube video I watched was all about. What does Jessie do, Geese?
She says that she'll fix the rag for him since it means so much.
That's exactly correct, Geese. And it's always weird when I write verbatim what you say, but yes. She's very sweet to Mimikyu, and she's going to stitch up where he has his little neck hole, even though she doesn't understand why he likes it, but she knows he does. We cut back to Ash
Also,
and...
wait, when Mimikyu is looking at the inflatable Pikachu, there's two kids there and they're talking about how much they love Pikachu, and Mimikyu gets teary-eyed.
Oh my goodness. I missed that part. That's devastating. That's all Mimikyu wants is he just wants people to love him too.
Yeah.
Very sad. We cut back to Ash. God, they do a lot of cutting this episode. Cutting back and
They really
forth.
do.
Cut back to Ash and Lycanroc and use rock throw. Use rock throw against Turtonator. Oh, he's still tired. Poplio, use Aqua Jet. Wait, no, there's not a battle. It's just Steenie. I was going to say rollerblading. Steenie is, why can't I think of what it's called? Jet skiing, right?
Yeah. I
Steenie is,
also couldn't remember what was the word for that.
I even have it written down. I was just trying to do it out of my memory, I guess. So Steenie is jet skiing with Poplio while Lycanroc and Turtonator are fighting. And then Togedemaru jumps in the water, and that's absolutely adorable. And this scene was unnecessary. I guess what they're doing is they're trying to show the passage of time and more training, so it makes sense by the end of the episode. It's still cute. I like looking at Pokemon doing cute things. But we cut back to Jessie and Mimikyu, and oh my god, Geese, what happens again with these Murkrow?
Well, first, Jessie fixes the Mimikyu's disguise with like a little portable sewing kit she has. And Mimikyu is so thankful and so grateful, sheds some little tears. It's very
Very
happy.
cute.
And then Jessie's like, all right, let's celebrate with the Malasada. They only have enough for one. And again, when she gets that one Malasada, the crows come and steal it, and they also steal Mimikyu's disguise.
Which is devastating. He needs his brand new fixed disguise. Also, Geese, I just noticed you're wearing a shirt with a bunch of horses on it. Very amusing.
Thank you.
I'm laughing. Okay, so the Murkrows steal everything, but don't worry, Geese, because Jessie's gonna go after them. She climbs up a dang tree to try and get at those Murkrows, and she's grasping and clawing and trying to get back to the little Malasada in the disguise. She manages to get back everything. And then she jumps up in the air, and there's a Looney Tunes thing where she realizes there's no floor below her, and she starts to fall. Then we see the other members of Team Rocket walking up to the mall. Geese, you got to help me with this one. I hope you remember or wrote it down. They make a joke about disaster and Wobbuffet's name, but I don't get it.
I
What
don't
what
know if
does
they
what
did
does
this in
James
English.
say as he's walking up before they see the crash?
I do not remember.
It may be just a Japanese exclusive joke, so they don't have anything. But they see the giant crash, way bigger than I would have thought one woman landing on an inflatable Pikachu would have caused. Well, I guess the explosion they saw was just whatever was coming out of the inflatable Pikachu. Jesse has completely destroyed the Pikachu float, and Mimikyu runs up crying, all worried about Jesse. But it turns out Jesse's okay, and she got the Malasada and she got the disguise. And Geese, they share the little Malasada and they split it in half, and Mimikyu eats it very cutely. Jesse's yelling at the Murkrows and they start to run off. But then what happens, Geese?
Okay, wait, hold on.
Hold
Breaking
on.
late breaking news. So
Breaking
I'm
news.
I'm watching the part where you say that the other team Rocket members come to the mall and there's a Wobbuffet.
Yeah, they're just
Um
walking up.
so Meowth is like, "Where did Wobbuffet go?" And then James was like, "Maybe there was a sale on mirror coats." Does that mean anything to you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Wobbuffet is famous for using the move Mirror Coat. It's a Pokemon move. So they're making a joke on wearing coats and Mirror Coat.
Oh.
Good joke in English, completely different joke in Japanese, just based off of, I think, his name, not necessarily the move he uses. Good to know. I think from now on, Geese, anytime you see a pun, you got to write it down because we're going to have to do the English to Japanese conversion.
I didn't even know that was a pun though.
I guess that's not a pun. That's just a joke about a Pokemon move. Anyway, the Murkrow flies away, and we think everything's fine. But immediately, oh my god, then a ton of Murkrow show up. Just an immense amount. Jesse's freaking out. Okay, so Mimikyu has not put on his new disguise yet. That's important. The Murkrow everywhere. Mimikyu bursts out of his bag, and James and Meowth and Wobbuffet at this point have already walked up. So they're talking back and forth. And as you Clambos all know, if you look at Mimikyu, you die. So luckily, piece of the paper bag hit Jesse's eyes so she can't see, and James is covering his eyes with his arm. But oh my goodness gracious, Meowth sees the inside of Mimikyu, and it does not turn out well for him because he's walking down the death hallway. He walks down the death hallway, he gets to the field of flowers. Then we cut to the field of flowers we're all familiar with that he's walked through with many times. He has 9 lives, remember, so he keeps going. Then we cut to what looks like a dead Meowth lying on the ground, and Mimikyu is fighting the Murkrow, and he's dodging, and he's using a wood hammer, and oh my goodness gracious, Geese, he's listening to Jesse's orders, and James points out that fact because up until this point, Mimikyu wasn't really interested in listening to what a trainer has to say. He was more interested in just fighting Pikachus. But because Jesse earned his trust by making the little good disguise, at this point he is in his new disguise. He burst his bag, his paper bag, to put on his good disguise. We cut back to Meowth being dead, and he's dreaming of being pet by Giovanni, the boss of Team Rocket. And then Meowth's soul comes back into his body. So Mimikyu scares off all the Murkrow after using Woodhammer. And then Meowth comes back to life. And Jesse grabs little Mimikyu and grabs him by his tail, which cracks me up every time, and plops him on her shoulder. And does she declare that they're going to go back to Ash and try to steal Pikachu?
Yeah, and she wakes up Meowth and's like, "No time for dreaming. Right now it's twerp time."
Twerp time. Okay. So she's real excited to go after Ash twice in one day. The other members of Team Rocket, they're not so excited about that because they run to Ash. We cut immediately to them engaged in like a battle, but James and Meowth are way far back. They're like, no, you got it, because they're clearly afraid of being blasted off again. But Jesse has this newfound confidence now that Mimikyu is actually listening to orders. And Ash says, rock throw with his Lycanroc. And because he's been training this whole time, sounds like he's pretty confident too. Woodhammer from Mimikyu. Oh no. Oh gee. Mimikyu's going after Pikachu again. And Geese, what happens when Lycanroc tries to use a Z move?
He was successful.
And they go blasting off again, but thankfully this time, Beware is back. And he jumps up and he grabs them as they blast off. Good work on your training, Lycan Rock. You pulled it off. And we cut to the Team Rocket secret base. And it's looking real nice, Geese. There are so many fruits. Team Rocket eats all the fruits. Do you have anything written down what they discuss while they're in the base?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, Cleo's scratching at the couch. Let me just tell her to stop real quick.
Cleo?
Baby.
Okay. Geese, please tell me what is said in the secret base and then follow it up with the stinger of the episode since this is the end.
So they're not really talking about anything really important at the end. Jesse's just saying that they'll get them next time. But the stinger starts with a shot of Team Rocket's clothing on a clothesline getting dried from a wash.
Doing laundry.
And Meowth sees that Mimikyu's disguise is on the line and he starts freaking out. Where is he? Because he's concerned that Mimikyu's naked and that Meowth might die again. And then he turns
Valid
around
concern.
and sees that Mimikyu is in his little Malasada bag. And he's like, "You can't do that, Mimikyu. You're going to give me a heart attack."
Thank goodness Meowth did not die again. And that's the end of the episode.
Cleo is full of bees.
Cleo's a baby.
She's jumping up all around.
Look at this magic juice.
So do you never use creamer?
No, Hello, Clambos. Welcome to Coffee Talk with Geese Guyera. So, years ago...
Coffee Talk with the Coffee Girls.
Coffee Talk with the Coffee Girls.
I just kicked my laptop. Whoopsie.
It's Coffee Talk with the Coffee Girls. So, a long time ago, Geese, many years ago, I actually did not drink coffee every day. I saved it for days I knew I had to stay up all night because I used to work inconsistent schedules. So some days I would work in the morning, some days I would work in the afternoon, some days I would work overnight. So the only way for that schedule to actually, well, it's not really a schedule, is it? It's the opposite of a schedule. The only way I could make that work is by restricting my caffeine to days I had to stay up all night. Hello, Geese. She's getting into her mech, moving all the parts. So I did not drink coffee every day. One day, Taylor's ex-girlfriend taught me about how she drank her coffee, which I still in my head, I still call it her name special.
Tortilla Fresca?
No. But it was a heavy cream and why can't I remember what the flavor was?
Heavy cream?
Oh, it was so good, Geese. Hold on. I'm going to tell you the rest.
Sounds good, but sounds awful for you.
Hold on. Well, I'm going to get to that point, Geese. Hang on. Toffee nut and heavy cream. And oh my God, it was delicious. And so that's how I would drink my coffee all the time. And this was years ago, but I was still good at utilizing the star system and the refill policy. So I would walk in, buy the cheapest drink I could, which was an iced tea. It was like $1 or something. So I would order the iced tea with extra ice so I could just drink it as fast as possible. In 3 seconds, I would have the thing downed and then immediately refill into a much more expensive drink, a Trenta cold brew with toffee nut and heavy cream. And I've since went on to recommend this drink to family and friends, and it is very good. But then one fine day, Geese, I went to a barbecue restaurant. I think it was called Bloodso's. And I asked for some cold brew, and it was just bottled black cold brew. And that was my first time, I think, trying it without any cream or sweetness. And I kind of liked it, and I got used to that taste. And thank goodness I did, because, oh my God, Clambos, listen. If you're somebody who gets a bunch of stuff in your coffee, like sweetener and calories and sugar and flavors, every once in a while, like, oh my God, pumpkin spice is back. Yeah, that can be fun. But I implore you, you're going to save so much money and calories if you just start drinking black cold brew. Black cold brew is delicious. Just, you got to trust me on this one. Okay, let's say you take a sip and you go, oh, I don't like it. It's not delicious. Clambos, let me teach you about a concept called acquired taste. Once you get used to that black cold brew, you're going to lose it. Everything else is going to taste way too sweet to you, and you're going to love black cold brew. And it's 0 calories. You can drink so much of it. Please, Clambos, I'm begging you. That's for your bids for the best. Do it. You're going to love yourself. And it's cheaper a lot
I
of the time.
I can only drink black coffee if it is cold brew. I could never drink like black coffee that's hot.
Oh, you're saying you can't drink hot black coffee?
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I'm
Yes.
just clarifying, Geese guy. The amount of angst behind that yes or yeah or whatever you said.
I'm
Let me
sweating.
take. It's wooden?
I'm sweating.
Well, yeah, Geese, it's 1,000 degrees.
Cleo's giving herself a bath next to me.
Oh, wow. She's getting ready for her hotel spa treatment. She's got a bubble bath going. She's got candles lit. She's got music going in her little jacuzzi.
So is now a good time for my Guyera question?
Yes. Have you ever stayed in one of those hotels that have a jacuzzi in it? A little hot tub?
No, when I want to. I love jacuzzis.
They're fun.
Okay, now can I ask you the
I
question?
said yes. Don't you remember when I said yes to your answer to your question?
Then you immediately asked me a question.
Well, yeah, it's where it's a question mood time. There's questions in the air. Everybody's asking questions.
Here's my question.
Question for Guyera.
Tell me about your first girlfriend.
Oh my God. That's hard to say. Which one?
The first one.
Well, okay. The girl that just liked me and I didn't want to hurt her feelings, so I said yes, I'd go out with her, or the girl that I really liked and I asked her out.
The second one.
The second one. She was cute and sweet and in theater, and we went on a trip to New York together. And it was a school trip, and I'd always get little butterflies thinking about her, and I tried to sit next to her at all the little shows. And
is this high school? What's
yeah,
it?
this is high school.
Okay.
I mean, I had, like I said, there was a girl before that, but I wasn't really into her. And I couldn't say no. She'd sit like other kids over.
The exact same thing happened to me in high school.
I would feel so bad just going like, no. Maybe I should have done that for her sake, but I just felt too bad. Not that I didn't have crushes in middle school that I hung out with all the time, but there was never an official label with it. But this girl, there was an official label, and then I was all nervous, and I remember it was before like a Thanksgiving break or something, but I was like, oh, I have a story I need to tell you. And I told her the story about this dream I had about her. It's like a cute dream. It's not like, and I asked her, and see, this is the funny thing about being a kid. I always thought to myself, like, how do you go out with somebody as a kid? Because don't you need to own a car to like go places, to like go on dates? Like, how can you go out with somebody as a kid? So I just said, do you want to be my girlfriend? And I said, I'll give you the week to think about it.
Oh my God.
But she said yes, so it all worked out in the end. We stayed together for some amount of time. Unfortunately, there were other boys in the theater class who had asked her out before, and she said no, but she said yes to me, which was nice. Bad thing was, oh my God, don't get me started. Oh God, because there was the story of my life, and I guess most people's lives. There was a boy she was into who wasn't part of the theater at all, that I guess wasn't interested in her. And I remember at some point she was like, that chapter of my life is closed. But then later in college, she got with him, which,
wow.
Whatever, Geese.
Thank you.
I could go on much more. We did lots of plays together.
I want you to. We don't need to talk about Pokemon.
Geese, we got a whole episode still left. We did lots of plays together. See, here's the thing, Geese. The only way I attract women is just by performing. Like, it's like, I'm sure it's most people just into me from like talent crushes. Because that's how it's either like in an audition or they're watching me on stage. That's how I do it. That's the only thing, because I'm too nervous to approach girls myself. So I just have to perform, endear them to me that way, and then they approach me. That's just about every single time.
Just attracted to your star power?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, well, I mean, the case for most things. To attract somebody, there has to be something there that they're into, whether it's your looks or personality or your ability to do things that other people can't do, I guess. I don't know. But she said when she would always watch me when we were doing the musical Scrooge and I was playing Bob Cratchit and she'd watch me sing my little song from the backstage, just like looking from the wings. So
That's me when Aaron reads Clippy fan fiction on stream.
perfect. That's how he gets them. It's Clippy fan
Yep.
fiction that covers all sorts of bases. Oh my god, those Clippy fan fictions.
It's our anniversary on Sunday.
You better hurry. That's only 2 days away.
Hurry and do what?
I don't know. Prepare. Guess you gotta get ready.
All right, let's do this.
Okay.
The title of this episode is Mallow and the Forest Teacher. And in Japanese, Mao's Run Away from Home and Yara Yatan. I don't know how to pronounce this.
Keys, it's easy. You can learn how to pronounce Japanese. It's always the same. Okay. I thought you were going to say episode 39, Mallow and the Boys. I would have laughed.
Let's hear it for the boys.
Let's hear it for the gamers. Clambos, we are open with a Nurse Joy polka problem, and Nurse Joy asks, who does Mallow meet in the forest, Geese?
A rangaroo.
And that's correct. And that's how the episode opens. Of all people, I mean, Pokemon, it's an Orangaroo, and he's collecting some fruit. And for some ungodly reason, they're playing menacing music. Are they trying to scare me with this Orangaroo? Did they play scary music in English? I doubt it. Is Geese going to answer? I don't know.
I shook my head. I'm sorry.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, I was looking at my notes, so I didn't see. Okay. I'm just going to sign language the rest of this plot. So, Geese, if you want to just look at my hand. Okay, everybody. We see Mallow. She's going to leave class early today because guess what? A big TV station is coming to the cafeteria because they're going to do a big gourmet special TV show all about the delicious food at her cafeteria. Oh my goodness gracious. Ash also wants to leave early and be on TV, but Kook says, you're staying until the end of class, buddy. Don't even think about it. So Ash starts working extra hard to try and do his homework or do his schoolwork faster, but then Rotom says, it doesn't really matter how fast you do your work. You're still not going to be able to leave until the bell rings. We see Geese, are you going somewhere?
No, I'm just cracking my back.
Oh, of course, yeah. Just looks like she's leaving. So then we see Mallow's cafeteria. We've got a Gumshoos, which is the evolution of Yungoos, running by. Oh, yeah, he's in front of Mallow's cafeteria doing security for the big shoot. He's drinking milk, and what is he eating?
A malasada.
Oh, malasada. Inside the cafeteria, we see the dads making those tropical drinks everybody loves so much. We got music from the video games. We see Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny, and they got all this wild makeup on them that Geese took a good face screenshot of. I don't get it because they're not wearing that makeup when the cameras are actually on, so I guess that's just a joke. But they're talking about being on TV. At this point, Mallow walks in, and she's ready to help out for the big show. Steenie is so cute, Geese, and she's eating a tasty cookie from Mallow. But Geese, who is waiting outside in their own little food truck?
Team Rocket. And I have a question. Is this the first time we see Team Rocket's malasada truck?
I thought they've sold malasadas before, but maybe that was at like a brick and mortar location or a pop-up. I don't remember a truck per se, but they have sold malasadas, right?
I know they sold the wigs at the concert.
Early on, they were selling malasadas, like in the first few episodes, right?
Maybe. I can't remember.
Clambos, write in looklistencast@gmail.com and please tell us when they were last selling malasadas because I am almost certain this is not the first time it's happened.
They're wearing very good Beware-themed outfits.
They're cute. And they're watching the television report, right? At this point on the little TV.
In the truck.
For the big food show. And Anna in Japanese, what's her name in English?
I think also
Anna, something like that. She's the idol reporter. Was she the same person that did the like triathlon?
Yeah, the pancake race, yeah.
Yeah, the pancake race. So she walks up to the food truck, the Team Rocket food truck, and they're just freaking out about this because they get to be on TV, so they're jumping in front of the cameras. But then the anchors tell the Idol reporter, Anna, holy moly, good lord. The anchors tell the Idol reporter, Geese, I can't talk! God, if only I had Apple!
A production assistant tells the Idol reporter that that's not the restaurant that they're supposed to be reporting on. And the Idol reporter's like, oh gosh, oh geez. And they leave the Team Rocket food truck.
Thank you, Geese, for saying that.
You're welcome, Guyera.
I am trying my hardest to speak. When you do not have apples, it is difficult to speak.
We cut to inside of the restaurant. The reporter's there now, and she's enjoying some pineapple juice, which is a restaurant specialty.
Oh, thank God, Geese, because we've had this juice pop up before, and I kept asking, is it pineapple juice? Because in Japanese, they keep calling it pile juice. But that makes sense.
Pile?
Yeah, I don't get it. But it makes sense it is pineapple juice. Okay, great. The Idol reporter thinks that Steenie is very cute.
Also, we forgot to mention that Steenie and Mallow have matching aprons that Mallow's dad gave them.
That is very adorable. We see, another thing we forgot. We're forgetting a lot today, Clambos. There were some really good faces by Team Rocket after the anchors told the reporter she's at the wrong place. They did good faces, and then a slowpoke and who else was it?
A Psyduck.
A Psyduck. Yeah. A Psyduck and a Psyduck. A Psyduck. And why do I keep saying Doc? It's Psyduck. Okay. We got a new man.
Guyera's having a heat stroke right now.
Look. Okay, this is fine. This is good.
Oh my god.
I can work with manic energy. I can work with it.
He's a professional.
This episode. All right, let's go. Okay. Whoa! So the Psyduck on the slowpoke walk by. Played for jokes. We're back inside. The camera crew film all the delicious food and drink that Mallow has prepared. She's working her behind off. And the dad, Mallow's father, does he have a name in English? Doesn't have a name. That's sick. Otosan. The dad recommends the stew. You should try the stew. Mallow is going wild. Geese getting sweaty, working on a million different orders because we got all these people for the big filming, just regular customers, Joy, Jenny, the reporters. People yelling out, I want some gratin. I want some pilaf. Sweet rolls, please. And oh my God, Geese, a plate broke and Steenie's getting scared because there's glass or shattered. What are plates made out of? Not glass. Ceramic? But they're sharp, right? Sharp ceramic?
Yeah.
Oh my God, now something's burning. Oh God. Mallow's asking for help from her dad, but instead her dad just keeps yelling out more things she needs to start preparing, and Mallow's getting upset. Mallow...
looks like Guyera's about to explode. He's furiously chugging water right now.
I just can't stand.
This is another good opportunity for a what are they called? AMV? What are the anime things?
Yeah, AMVs. What, for Mallow?
Yeah, like her just like leaving the restaurant because her father's not listening to her.
Oh yeah, just some angsty.
Yeah,
parents just don't understand. Not that that's an emo song, but similar vibe, right? So Geese is correct. Mallow is fed up with her father not helping at all, so she storms out of the kitchen cafeteria and throws her apron down. Jessie's watching all of this happen live on the news. She sees Mallow leave, and then she sees Mallow and Steenie just walk right in front of the food truck. And Geese, can you tell me in English what Jessie's plan is with Steenie?
So earlier, the Idol reporter explains, or was like talking to Mallow's dad, and she's like, "Oh, it's great you have this mascot, Steenie." And talks about how much he loves Steenie and everything. And so Jesse's like, oh, we're going to steal Steenie and make her our mascot, and then we'll be successful.
Okay, they call it a mascot.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So in Japanese, they call it an idol for Steenie. Right. So that's the big plan Jesse's gonna have. She says, as long as we can steal this Steenie, then we can make a bunch of money on our Malasada business. So we see Mallow sprinting into the forest. She's super upset at her dad, and then she trips over a rock geese and she rolls like Sonic the Hedgehog down a hill. And she drops a cookie. And Steenie's running after her, but I think she gets kind of lost after Mallow falls. Mallow scares a bunch of picky pecks and I guess is knocked out unconscious and hurts herself and scrapes her leg. But then Geese, who shows up to pick her up?
Orangaroo.
I wonder what's going to happen with that plot line. Only one way to find out. Now we cut to all the kids and they're walking home from school to the cafeteria. Oh my goodness gracious, they can't wait to be on TV. But Geese, what happens as soon as they walk up to the cafeteria?
They see the TV crew leaving the restaurant.
Dag nabbit, they missed it. It appears that Mallow's father knows that he made his daughter angry. And Geese, Rowlet is so cute in the backpack during this scene. I guess they discuss what happened at this point. The father and the kids just saying, oh, Mallow got upset. She was overworked. Where could she be? Have you seen her? And then the kids say something along the lines of, well, I know she loves going in that forest to pick ingredients for her food. And everybody agrees, let's go look for her. And they run off to the forest. We then cut to Geese, 2 more lulls, and a Sheenotic. And they're just walking through the forest. The florist! They're walking through the forest, and then it appears that these 3 Pokemon, just own a house in the middle of the forest. I was confused at first because they just walk into this house and turn on their lights because they can emit light, evidently. And Geese, it looks like there's a makeshift bed or a bench, and Mallow is laying on it. And Geese, she has this bandage made of leaves wrapped around her knee. And Geese, who's in the little house? Besides all the people I just mentioned. Can you say it one more time because I talked over you? Can you say it a third time because I talked over you again? Geese, go ahead with what you're going to say.
Oh my goodness. Orangaroo.
He's making some pineapple juice. He's squeezing the pineapples, putting it into, I guess, an empty coconut shell. Kind of looks like it. And Mallow wakes up and sees her little leaf bandage. And Orangaroo tells Mallow to approach him with saying his name. You gonna sneeze, Geese? Yes.
Nope.
Nope. I said he's gonna sneeze, Geese. She shakes her head yes and then says nope.
I shook my head.
No, she's lying. So he tells her to come up and tells her to sit on this chair. Not in English, obviously, but in, Pokemon talk.
He's like, there's like a little makeshift like bar, basically.
Yeah, it's very cute what they're doing here. There's so many magnets in my computer. My little what do you call this, Geese? Notebook? Journal?
Spiral notebook?
Let's see if it's written on here. It's got pages on it and you can write on it. But the metal along the side is getting attached to the magnets in the type cover. Anywho, yeah, it's very adorable. There's a makeshift bar and Mallow sits on the bar stool while Orangaroo makes her a bunch of drinks. And Geese, Mallow says, wait a minute, this pineapple juice is exactly the same as my dad makes. And then Mallow starts talking about her troubles to Orangaroo because that's what he's here for. Where everybody knows your name. And Geese, she starts getting sad, thinking about her dad. And then we cut to Steenie running around outside, calling for Mallow. And she's getting so worried. And Team Rocket's watching Steenie. And I don't like this because we're getting endeared to Team Rocket, but then they turn all evil with their red eyes, thinking about stealing Steenie. Steenie finds Mallow's cookie, Geese. Then we cut to the kids and the dad calling for Mallow, and the pokes are sniffing around, looking for her. Sophocles is climbing up a tree for some reason. I thought that was amusing. And the dad says he has a sensei in the forest. what do they say in English? Like master or teacher or something?
Old teacher.
And Clambos, I don't know if you have any ability to predict who this old teacher sensei is, but the clues have been presented. So I will go ahead and spoil for you right now. The sensei old teacher is, of course, Oranguru. Clearly. And we cut back to Mallow. She's complaining to Oranguru about what happened today, and he's just making more drinks and cleaning his glasses and listening and shaking his head and saying Oranguru, or his Japanese name. And she's losing it about how her dad can't even do laundry right. And she's knocking back the pineapple juices. She's like, I think she's had too many. I don't know
Yeah.
if Oranguru's gonna lose his license or what, because she's had way too many. And she's staring into her drink. And Geese, what does Mallow say she wishes her dad would do?
She just wants a thanks, Mallow.
She just wants every once in a while just for her dad to praise her every once in a while for all her hard work. And oh my God, Geese, we cut outside and Team Rocket captures Steenie. There's a big commotion outside and Mallow runs out. They do their big old fancy intro, Team Rocket. And Steenie's in this net, Geese. Oh my goodness.
I have a question, Gyra.
Yes.
During this, Jessie does a face where can you look at the camera?
No.
Where it's like she like grabs her cheek and is like, duh. Is that like a
Are you talking
what
about
does
this
that
one?
mean? No, the one where it's like I'm gonna post it in Discord.
With the really weird face you posted? I have no idea. It didn't make any sense in Japanese. So I'm sure to a Japanese person it did, but it did not make any sense to me. You've actually got me curious enough. If I remember to do it, I'm going to try to research what Japanese reference that is, because it's clearly a joke we're not getting.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't even try to translate it in English. I guess they didn't. Geese is shaking her head no again. All right. So Oranguru walks out. He says, "What's all this then?" With the big giant, he's British. With the big giant commotion, Team Rocket calls Oranguru creepy, which is uncalled for if you ask me. James pulls out his trusty book of Alolan Pokemon again, and James throws out Marini. Geese, what happens when James throws out Marini every single time?
Marini attaches herself to James's head and
he
turns.
He turns into Poison James. And then Oranguru's fan starts to glow and he uses confusion. And Geese, confusion, that means in the video games that you might accidentally attack yourself instead of the opposing Pokemon. But in this anime, Oranguru uses confusion on Marini, and instead of attacking Oranguru, now Marini is attacking Jessie, of all people. It cracks me up in Japanese because James yells to Marini, "Absolutely not." And then Jessie says they're gonna hurt Steenie if Oranguru and Mallow approach any further. And Mallow says that's low. And Jessie says low is a compliment to Team Rocket. Meowth, go, use Fury Swipes. And then I guess they don't learn from their mistakes because Oranguru just uses confusion again and has Meowth Fury Swipes the net with the Steenie in it. Oh, wait a minute. It wasn't confusion at all, Geese. It was actually the move Instruct makes the Pokemon use the exact same move they just did. Now that Steenie is free, Geese, Mallow says, use Double Slap, Steenie, and Steenie starts to hit, is it Meowth the first time?
Yeah.
Okay, so she double slaps Meowth, and then Oranguru uses Instruct again, and then she double slaps Meowth some more? Is that correct?
Oh, that was a question? Yes.
Yeah, there's a question. See, that's the good thing about Japanese Clambos, because you know when a question is asked because you have to put ka at the end of your sentence. So you know it's a question. Arimasu ka? Doko desu ka? That was do you have and where is. So Steenie double slaps Meowth and I guess knocks him out because he certainly can't battle anymore. But then Geese, who shows up to protect Team Rocket?
Beware.
Oh my God. We get one of the sickest looking animations you've ever seen. Beware versus Oranguru. Geese, they got giant energy field, red versus blue, power, energy. They're getting stronger, big stronger. And Geese in Japanese, they're playing the music from the old Pokemon anime, and you're getting real tense and you're thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen? It's getting super dramatic and it looks like there's going to be a big giant punch from both of them. But instead, Geese, what happens?
They show each other food.
They get
Well, they present each other like
they got
basically
gifts,
presents.
little
Yeah.
gifts.
Oranguru has some nectar from some pitcher plant looking things. And does Beware just have berries?
Beware is the one who has the honey or nectar, I guess,
Oh.
in English. And Oranguru presents Beware with a glass of pineapple juice.
Oh, okay.
Geese is very incredulous. She does not believe me.
No, I believe you. I'm just misremembering.
That's what they call Geese. Geese misremembers Peep. Miss like MISS. Get it?
I got it.
All right. Turns out, Geese, we were worried for nothing. Turns out that after all this, Beware and Oranguru are good pals and they work together.
Forest pals.
Forest buddies, having fun, helping each other. And Beware because as we know from seeing Team Rocket's secret base, Beware is great at collecting fruit. So he gets all this fruit and he clearly gives some to Oranguru so Oranguru can make delicious drinks. So they just give each other presents and then walk away. And then Beware picks up Team Rocket and runs off. Mallow and Steenie thank Oranguru, and Mallow is asking Steenie, "How'd you find me?" And Steenie shows that she picked up the little cookie that Mallow dropped earlier. And this is when the kids and Mallow's dad show up. I guess is this where they show? No, that's later. That's later. They crash down into the forest clearing in front of Oranguru's house. And Mallow's still angry with her dad, Geese, and she does a pouty face and turns her head. But then Mallow's dad puts his hand on her shoulder and asks about the leaf on her knee. And he tells the story about how he met Oranguru for the very first time, his sensei. He fell the exact same way over the exact same rock and did the exact same Sonic the Hedgehog roll down the hill and hurt himself, but then Oranguru helped him. And I like this part because it explains how this house exists. Because I was very confused about the idea that Oranguru just made himself a house. But no, human beings made the house for Oranguru, like it's a bar, I guess, a bar/house, because people love talking to Oranguru and drinking his little pineapple juice. At this point, Geese, Oranguru tells Mallow's dad that she's got to make it up to Mallow. And Geese, what does Mallow's dad say to her?
Is this when he says Oranguru was right? Mallow, thanks so much.
Yeah, in Japanese, he says thank you to her and compliments her for all the hard work she does and how good she is at making food and running the cafeteria. And she starts to cry, Geese, and she says sorry to him too. And little Steenie does a little smile, and then they hug, and it's a beautiful moment together in the forest clearing. And then, Geese, we cut to the nighttime, and you can take it from here, both this exit scene and the stinger, because they are intimately related.
So yeah, as the camera fades, the narrator says that nobody should ever forget to say thank you or I'm sorry. And then we cut to Oranguru's house bar, and Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny are there, and they're complaining to Oranguru. And then for the stinger, we see Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny leaving and talking about how refreshed they feel after complaining to Oranguru and how they're ready for like the new day. And then Oranguru does like, geez Louise, like a little sigh.
They're trying to make it clear, by the way. They're complaining like you would talk to a bartender about your troubles, like that trope of what a bar is, yeah. Clambos, I'm sorry that episode 38 was so needlessly complex with so much happening. And you're welcome for episode 39, telling a more reasonably structured story that was easier to follow with fewer cuts.
Yes. Ugh, my butt is sore.
Sometimes when you sit for 2.5 hours, your butt gets sore. And
this is true.
Geese's advice of the day. Not really advice.
Do it for you. For the Clambos.
I guess
go on.
You'd think we were on a 15-second delay or something. I guess it becomes advice if you say your butt gets sore if you sit for 2.5 hours. So avoid that if you don't want a sore butt. Then it becomes advice. Until the second part of that sentence, it's just a statement.
Well observed, Guyera.
Yeah. Hey, Geese.
Yes. Can I
Never
do the
mind.
wrap up? What?
Yeah,
What is
sure.
going
You can go in
on?
the wrap up. You didn't want to say anything else. You just episode's done. Done.
Look, I'm hot. I'm hungry. I'm tired.
Hot and
My
hungry
butt's
with Geese and
sore.
Guyera.
Honestly, a really good title.
Let me write that one down. Hold on.
Ooh. Okay. Please follow us on our social media. We're Look Listen Cast, all one word, on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you, Keith Squared, for our artwork. You can follow Keith at twitch.tv/Keith Squared. And thank you to the Clambos that support us financially, like Artie Fine, Rock Party, Dvan, and Pikablu. Guyera, tell us Clambos how they can support us.
Well, your first option is always, of course, go to onlygeese.cash, or you can also go to anchor.fm, and there are options there to support monthly or one-time donation, which you should do. Thank you.
Thank you to prof_tickle_bits for our website and our boilerplate.
Your boy and ours, prof_tickle_. Geese, I don't even know. Is that his current Twitch name that
That's
you
his
just
Twitch
said?
name. Yeah.
It is current?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know that's not his Twitter name.
I think that's it for thank yous. Is it time for questions, Guyera?
We can do a question. I do want to say, please recommend this podcast to your friends and vote 5 stars, please. Please, please, please. Pretty please.
Yes, please.
Leave a nice review, please. Say, oh my God, this is so much fun to listen to and we love it. Thank you.
Thank you. Are we
Geese,
doing all the questions or
Geese, we currently have 3 questions to choose from. Since Inside Baseball, since we are recording episodes a little bit closer right now because of circumstances, would you like to read 1 or 2 of them and then save 1 or 2 of them for our next recording?
let's do only one since you have to leave soon.
All right. We're going to do 1 question this week, and then we'll get to Dvan and Pikablu next week.
Okay. Do
All
you want me to
right.
read it or I'll read it?
All right.
This is a question from our fine supporter, Artie Fine.
Got him.
Asks, got him. If you could choose one Pokemon attack that you yourself could use for any purpose in everyday life, not necessarily battling, which would you choose? As fun as I think an electric type move like Thunder would be for party tricks and whatnot, I'd probably choose something more practical, like Water Cannon, for firefighting and summertime recreation. Regards, Artie Fine.
Now, let me get this right off the bat. Jump from the Artie Fine. Don't choose Thunder because it's not even 100% accuracy. So you'd be trying to hit something and you'd accidentally hit something else. That's asking for trouble. At least use Thunderbolt, which has 100%. Now then, to answer the question, clearly, and I'm going to steal, I don't know if Geese thought of this one, but I know it would be Geese's too. There's only one move you need in the Pokemon world, and that is Payday. Meowth's signature ability, which when you use, it creates free money on the ground. So that is the answer, Artie Fine. Payday. Every day. Oh my God. Can you imagine if we got free money every day, Geese? You could get your Splatoon Switch. We could go travel in Japan. We could take trips. I could eat so much tasty food. Geese, we could go to buffets in Las Vegas every day. Oh my God. All you need is a Meowth using Payday. Oh my God.
That was going to be my answer, but also I think Water Cannon is good.
What is Water Cannon?
Always wanted to be a water bender.
Like Hydro Pump? Water Cannon.
Sure.
I just need to make sure I'm not sounded dumb because I don't recognize the move Water Cannon.
Isn't that like Blastoise move?
Well, Blastoise. Oh, I think he means Hydro Cannon. Okay. Yeah. Hydro Cannon, I think, is just like a stronger Hydro Pump. Right. Yeah. It's an interesting move because only fully evolved starter Pokemon can learn it. So, like in some of the games, you would find this guy who can teach starter Pokemon this move. So, Hydro Cannon would be fun, but the thing is, we already have fire departments and fire hydrants. So if I had to pick something that wasn't money, I would probably go with something like psychic, so you can move things
Mm.
around with your mind, something like that.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
Substitute would be kind of sick if you're ever in trouble. Geese, what are some other moves you might want?
What about like Jigglypuff can like put people to sleep? That might be helpful.
Could be, yeah. Sounds
I
illegal
would love
though.
that.
Sounds illegal. Do they have your permission?
I didn't know we were considering legality in all of these.
Oh, yeah. I just don't want anyone to get the wrong idea. You're running around singing people. Geese?
What?
Did you get their permission before putting them to sleep?
I don't know. Yes.
You're a little trickster?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
Say?
Geese, transform. You could turn into anyone, sneak into anything.
Ooh.
That'd be sick. Already find that was a wonderful question. It's given us much to think about. Geese, do you have any more ideas?
Is levitate one?
Levitate. There's fly.
Fly, yeah, I could do fly.
All right, Geese is going to fly now. She's just flying around. Good work, Geese. Sick.
Okay.
Clambos. I think that somehow wraps it up.
Oh, Cleo's meowing.
Cleo's meowing. You Clambos know what that means. It's time for us to say goodbye to all of you. Thank you for listening to this episode. And I hope that it's not this hot the next time I speak to you all. And I need to make it very clear, I am unbelievably excited for the new Scarlet and Violet Switch OLED, and I will get it no matter what. I don't care what I have to do to get it, Geese.
Guyera's gonna sell a kidney.
I'm gonna live on the streets, sleep on the subway cars. Good night, Clambos.
Good night.
Good morning. Goodbye.
Bye.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Pete. Thank you for listening to the Geese Pete Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company.